Hey everyone, it's Kai from Kool Collectibles back again for another review. This time it's the Hot Toys MMS322 First Order Snowtrooper Officer from The Force Awakens. And I guess from the movie they were cut for the most part, I think. There were a couple of scenes in the Millennium Falcon with Kylo Ren that I heard they were cut from the movie. But hopefully the Blu-ray's coming out soon and we'll get to see more of those scenes in the Blu-ray special features. But I pretty much got this figure because I did want to continue on that sort of historical trend, I guess, with my Clone Troopers, then the original trilogy figures with the Sideshow Snowtrooper, and now the new Snowtrooper right here. So I'll quickly go through the packaging and so on. So you get the usual insert there, which is always a nicely designed bit of artwork by Hot Toys there, and the cover box is pretty much the same sort of stock standard design, so nothing too much to write home about. But I'll just get those out the way. I'll get on to the accessories. You do get these binoculars, which are quite nice. The detailing is pretty good. I guess one thing to note with this particular figure, it is very clean, like you know, he's just stepped out of the training academy or wherever it is they train these guys. So there's no real sort of weathering or anything like that. It's pretty much like a shiny clone trooper instead of a veteran clone trooper. So the binoculars here pretty nicely detailed, but no sort of scratches or weathering or anything like that to sort of give it that extra bit of realism. And they do fold up together like so, so it just ends up looking like I don't know, a bit of a handbag almost with the handles at the top here. And then you can just fold them back out like so. So not too bad overall. That's probably the bit that they look in, I think. Comes with his backpack, which again is very nicely sort of detailed. Probably a bit too clean for my liking, as I was saying before. And it does have these little slots here, which you pretty much put in the back of him here, along the little hinge here. So with the slot there, you just pretty much sit it on the back there like so. He does come with quite a few hands, and the detailing on these hands is very nicely done by Hot Toys. You can see here the sort of gloved part of the hand there has the nice sort of ribbed effect, if you want to call it that, and they are sort of a thicker sort of finger and hand design, so it gives you that sort of realistic gloved effect, like it should for this sort of cold weather trooper. And the armor on the back of the hand there is nicely done. So all of these are really nicely molded, just like that there. Sort of gives you that gloved look, which is very, very nice. So lots of options there. And then it comes with the extended blaster. Now I think the Officer and regular Snowtrooper 2-pack also comes with the smaller regular Stormtrooper rifle. So this is the longer extended one for the Snowtrooper here. And it does have some moving parts, so you can extend the stock at the back there. I think you can also fold this down. I think you can fold that down. I haven't even tried that on the original Stormtrooper. Because it does feel fairly tight, so I'm not going to try and snap that off or anything, but you get the idea. But as always, the sort of paint application and detailing on these weapons for Hot Toys is pretty damn outstanding. So that's pretty much it. The only other accessory, of course, is the usual standard base in this new sort of Force Awakens style. So nothing really too fancy to write home about there. But I'll get onto the figure and give you guys a closer look. Alright, so here is the figure up close, and overall I got to say this is another fantastic figure by Hot Toys. The overall design and use of all the different materials and layering in the costume and so on is pretty damn outstanding. And it does look very, very good. Just on the helmet here, some collectors I've heard have complained about the sort of black line right at the edge of the mask there. where it seems that it's been painted on or a bit messily done. Mine looks fairly clean and not too big a deal, so overall I'm fairly happy with the helmet. I guess my only complaint, you know, and it's no fault of Hot Toys, but just the overall design in you know, this sort of I guess visor. I'm not sure how that helps their ability to see the enemy through such a thin slot, but I guess it does look pretty damn cool. And I do like these little silver tips on the I guess the breath component, or whatever you want to call it. So that does look pretty cool. And overall, the articulation on the head is pretty good. So you just need to be careful of damaging this pauldron. But other than that, it has all the usual sort of articulation. And underneath, you'll see it's just a ball joint up in there with a bit of foam around it. So there's no sort of fake head or anything under there. The pauldron itself, so this is the orange version with him being the officer, and I think they will be, I'm not sure if they've actually released it yet or not, but there is an orange version for the Stormtrooper officer as well. I've only got the Stormtrooper squad leader, which is the white pauldron, but it does have a pretty nice texture to it to give it that sort of fake leather look to it, and it is, I think it is glued on, so just be careful on how you want to move that. I think Hot Toys have pretty much glued it on just like they did with the Stormtroopers to essentially force you to pretty much buy all of those instead of being able to create your own sort of variants, which is a shame, but I guess that's how they make their money. The shoulder panels, I guess I would prefer, as always, that they follow Sideshow's way and actually just use like a bit of fabric or anything instead of this glued on soft rubber, because over time I don't know, I can just see that sort of cracking or something like that. But it lifts up fairly far, so it doesn't hinder the sort of arm articulation too much. So you can get a pretty wide stance, and the joints are pretty tight, so I'm not going to try and do too much with them. But with this outfit here, which is just like a nice sort of fabric outfit with a bit of stitching to give it that pattern, it's much nicer than the Stormtrooper in that it doesn't hinder the articulation in the elbows. I think if you just futz that around, you can get the double bend in there and get a bit more of an elbow bend. And I guess also with the knees, there's no sort of rub or anything like that, so you can get a good bend in the knee as well. So definitely articulation wise far better than the Stormtrooper, so I'm definitely happy with that. These armor pieces, I think they're just connected front and back with that strap there, and a bit of glue to glue that sort of section up the top, but just be careful how you handle that in case you sort of crack something, because it does feel a bit fragile there. But it does have a fairly good articulation back and forth along that sort of ab crunch and so on. The belt here is just, I think it's just connected at the front here, and these sort of pouches can just adjust through the little strap. So they're very similar to the sort of Sideshow pouches that they used on Boba Fett, and also I think the Scout Trooper and the original Snowtrooper. So not too bad there. I do like this sort of outer jacket thing, so it's got a nice feel and tailoring to it. It's very, very nicely done. I do like all the patterning on the stitching there, and then that is that is a separate piece. I'm not sure if these pants and the outfit here is one piece or not underneath there. You can't really tell, and I'm not really going to try and disassemble the figure, but the leggings here are pretty much the same sort of material as the arms. So again, you can feel a bit of padding underneath there, probably just to give it that bit of extra girth. Especially down here you can feel some sort of padding, but overall it looks fantastic. The knee guards here, similar to Boba Fett and so on. So they look fairly nice. I guess with these shin guards here, they are a softer plastic down the bottom here to I guess not hinder the ankle articulation, so the ankle can move pretty much in all directions and has the ankle rocking and tilt, which is good. So, but I guess the only nitpick that I can have for these guards is, it looks like these were meant to be, or are meant to be straps. So I guess they've, cut a corner in that they're just molded on plastic instead of fabric or fake leather or something in actual straps. It would have been an extra nice bit of detail if they actually did these as separate straps, but I guess they had to cut corners or cut the cost of the figure somewhere, so they've just gone with molded plastic, which is a bit of a shame, but overall it doesn't look too bad on display. I do like the design of the boots here, the tread, so the detailing and the overall sort of aesthetic is pretty damn outstanding. So I can't really complain too much about it. I'll just grab the original Sideshow Snowtrooper and give you guys a side-by-side comparison. Hold on. Alright, so here are the two Snowtroopers side by side. So obviously the one on the right is the Sideshow exclusive from probably about 2 or 3 years ago now. It still holds up pretty well, and you can obviously tell that they did go with the, I guess, more movie accurate weathered look. So you can sort of have a closer look there around the helmet there, all the weathering, and they have, you know, the dirt washed in the pouches and the karma here. The pants have a dirty look, and obviously the boots themselves as well. I guess I do prefer that look, and it would have been awesome if the Hot Toys version just had a bit more sort of weathering or texture to it rather than this perfectly untouched white outfit. You know, you can sort of tell the gloves here have that nice bit of extra paint detail and so on, like he, you know, has been seeing some action in battle. So that does sort of set it apart from between the figures. Height wise, you can see that the Hot Toys version is probably slightly higher, but they do scale pretty well with each other. I do have to say the Hot Toys body, of course, is much better than the Sideshow body. As with most of my older Sideshow figures, the biggest problem is definitely in the knees. My Boba Fett and my Sideshow, my Snowtrooper here, the knees don't tend to bend too well and feel like they're either you know, forcing the plastic to bend and flex rather than actually bend properly at that joint. So I always be careful with that there. But other than that, the figures, I'm definitely glad to have both variants in my collection now. And I guess with the various versions of the Stormtroopers and so on, it's going to make for a pretty awesome Star Wars collection once I have it all set up in the cabinet. So that's probably what I will be doing this weekend, because as you can see over here, I do have the Detolfs next to the first big cabinet, but I do have the second one set up ready to go, and I'll be moving it next to this one here. So I'll have to figure out where I'm going to move the Detolfs to, and I might just leave them on either side of the curtain there, and on the other side, and see what I can do to make that look at least fairly decent. And there you have the DeLorean up there, which I'll be shifting a whole bunch of things around in there to fit that in as well. So hopefully once I get that all set up, I'll post up another video and give you guys a look at the display room and how it turns out. But hopefully you like that look at the Hot Toys Snowtrooper Officer, and can click that subscribe button. I've got a whole bunch of stuff coming up soon with some Masterpiece Transformers and some more 1/6 scale figures coming up as well. Hopefully the First Order TIE Pilot comes soon as well. So thanks again, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers. Bye.